On today's show, Kristy Daniell is here to tell us her inspiring rags to riches story and how she became one of the area's leading real estate agents. Lance and Rachel will fill you in on what they do when they're not behind the camera. And meet our pet of the week from Purple Paws. She's a sweet one for sure. So turn up the volume. We're ready to roll. Good morning, Murfreesboro, for Friday, May 5th, 2025 begins now.
Good morning, Murfreesboro. I'm Lance Chandler.
And I'm Rachel Albertson. Welcome to another episode of Good Morning Murfreesboro, where we highlight what makes Murfreesboro shine.
Well, it's felt like a busy week for me.
You did have a busier week than normal.
Yeah, I did, but it's okay.
Everything's all good now?
Everything's good.
Everything's good.
It was a busy week.
Yes, yeah. Well, Maddie, our resident American Idol star.
Wasn't that a nail biter?
It was. It
Oh
definitely
my gosh.
was.
And what about Josh on there? What a class act.
Yes.
He was like, keep her.
Yeah, that was very classy of him to do that.
And he did so good too. But I hate to see him go. He was really growing on me. But shout out to Maddie.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a big deal for
great competition,
our town.
Great artists.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stuff to look forward to of those who make it.
Top 7 if you didn't know, guys. So Go vote.
Definitely. And a reminder, Missy Leahy was on here before. She has an event coming up in October, and she starts getting the cast in early. So she's looking for cast members for the fall in-person Clue.
Yeah.
I wasn't,
Oh, yeah.
like real live. You're not on a board.
No.
But you do get to act.
Have you ever watched the Clue movie?
A long time ago,
Okay.
yeah.
It's just like, have you been to the Clue event before?
I haven't. It's always been on a weekend. I had something else going on.
It is. We went last year. Me and my wife went, and it was so much fun. And we actually figured it out.
Did you?
Yeah, there was a few people that figured it out, so they just draw names out of who wins, at that point. But a lot of fun. Like everybody's very much in character. If you've never been to Oakland's Mansion before, you get to roam around it freely.
Yes.
And without a guide.
Yeah.
So you get to see things, and you get to spend time in areas of the house that you normally wouldn't if you were just taking a tour. So it's
I'll have
a lot of fun.
to block that night off in advance so I don't end up going.
Definitely, it's worth doing it. We probably won't get to do it this year
and traffic this weekend is going to be a mess because of graduation.
Graduations galore.
MTSU tonight and tomorrow.
Yep, and then next week's just graduation central. There we go. I can't get it out, can I?
Yeah, graduation. So be patient, be calm. Only park in designated areas at MTSU, or you're going to get a ticket.
Or towed. We'll get you.
And not ribbit.
All right, leads us to our next segment.
Leading right into what's your joke, Lance?
All right, you got them today. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Ready? Why do crabs never volunteer?
I don't know.
Because they're shellfish.
Oh.
I'm on a theme today, guys.
You are. Well, welcome to Murfreesboro for all you transplants. We're going to teach you how to fit in vocally. So we have a couple of we have a word and 2 phrases today. Our first word is holler.
Mm-hmm.
And it has 2 meanings.
Yeah, it means 2 things.
Yes.
It could be a place, which is a valley, or honestly, in the South, it could be just a shoot of area of cleared out field.
Right.
People call those hollers as well. And then you could holler at somebody.
Holler at your kids to get on in, right?
Like when you're driving around town and you're hollering at traffic.
And this weekend, a lot of people will be visiting with family and friends at events because of Mother's Day and graduation. And there are 2 phrases you should never say in a Southern household. The first one, I'm not hungry. And the second one is you should never ask for unsweet tea.
That is true. And I will tell you this. You can't say I'm not hungry, but you can say, well, I already ate. And that'll get you out of it.
I came from another party, I already ate.
Yep.
Or let me just see what there is.
But if you say I'm not hungry, you're going to offend somebody. But if you say I already ate, they know you've been fed and
right.
that you're good to go.
Yeah, no grandma's going to chase you around with a plate.
Exactly. Well, we got our national days this week. We got a lot happening around the country. One big one that we have is
National Police Week.
Yeah, that's a great one. Then we have National Public Gardens Week. So valley growers,
yes.
if you're a gardener, this is your week.
Yes, this is definitely the time to go by valley growers and get some great plants or soil or trees or shrubs or whatever else.
Yeah.
This week today National Sleepover Day, which when your son gets older, there'll be sleepovers.
Have you seen this? This might be controversial. Okay. Comment if you like. There's a thing now where like parents are like, no sleepovers, no sleepovers.
Like sometimes there were parents that were no sleepovers. I was always like, you guys can come to my house. I don't want my kid to go to yours.
Yeah, and that seems to be sometimes a thing too. But I've seen a lot of them where they're like, I don't want kids over my house. Like, yeah. So comment, are you a sleepover parent or no sleepover parent?
Or if you're a sleepover parent, you just let them all be in the yard in a tent.
Well, that's true too. We did that when I was growing up. Then we have one of my favorite days. Brunch for lunch days.
Brunch for lunch. We used to do breakfast for dinner, but yes. And something, if we could put the word mini in front of it, it would be a great one for me. National Golf Day.
I love National Golf Day.
I love mini golf.
There you go. My wife loves mini golf. She's not a golfer, but hey, that's great. Yeah. And then we have National Shrimp Day. So if you're like Forrest Gump, you know all about shrimp if you know what Bubba said on there.
And those shrimp might be shellfish.
Nope. Here we go again. Oh, that's a knee slapper.
This weekend, we talked about just a second ago, but it's Mother's Day. The Mother's Day can be for a mom, a grandma, an aunt, some woman that was very instrumental in your life.
Let me tell you something. I'm just going to give you a warning out there, guys. If it's Mother's Day and you're planning on taking your mother out in Murfreesboro, make a reservation.
It's too late.
Yeah, we made ours like 3 weeks ago. So if you're doing it today, you're in trouble. Or you're waiting a long time.
I sent my kids a meme yesterday. And when you're a parent and you have a bunch of kids at home, they'll be like, let's go out to eat. And you say, no, we have food at home. And so it said, the mom was asking the kids, where are we going to go eat on Sunday? And the kids said, there's food at home, Mom. We're not going anywhere.
Wow.
I sent it to my kids and they thought it was great. Because we didn't eat out a lot. So they're like, yeah, Mom, we're not taking you to a restaurant.
Well, later this week, we have some more holidays coming up. We have, on Tuesday, National Apple Pie Day. I love apple pie.
Do you like regular apple pie? Do you like the streusel kind, the one with the lattice?
Yes.
Yeah, all of them?
Yes.
You do not discriminate.
No, I don't.
On the 14th is National Buttermilk Biscuit Day. I want to say, butter my biscuit.
The Southern's really rubbing off on you. I was trying to get Neil to throw me a buttermilk biscuit, but he was like, no, not today.
No.
Not today. He would have had to go on
not today.
Had to go and get us some buttermilk biscuits, Neil. And then we have, on the 14th, it's National Night Shift Workers Day. I couldn't do it.
No.
Couldn't do it.
No. And the
9
14th.
o'clock comes, I'm asleep.
Yeah. I'm much better at staying up late than getting up earlier, as we were talking about. This is a funny one. National Root Canal Appreciation Day. I guess if you've never had one, you don't understand why you would appreciate it getting done.
Quick story.
Okay.
Got my front tooth knocked out. This isn't real, guys, in the front. It's an implant now.
Good to know.
But I got it knocked out. Playing a basketball tournament, Christmas tournament, had to get a root canal on my homecoming night of my senior year. Had to go to Nashville, get a root canal done, and then go play my homecoming game. So there you go, guys.
That's
Top
some
that.
dedication.
Go get a root canal and play 40 minutes of basketball.
Is that how long a game is?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
And then finally on Thursday, the 15th, we have National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. Oh yeah.
These are some chocolate chip cookies.
Hold them up high for everybody.
Things.
Yeah, these are like chocolate chip macarons, but they're cookies. Like
there's a whole lot going on here.
Cookie sandwich is what it is. They're pretty good.
Kind of like an Oreo.
Oh, they taste Publix quality.
Real quick, before we move on, I just want to remind everybody that tonight at Hemispheres, they're going to have Eddie Heinz, and he is going to be signing his book and telling some stories. They'll be serving some Camus wine. And if you don't know, it's like $400 to $600 a bottle.
Yeah.
So for $15, you're going to get a small pour, but it's definitely worth it. If you're a wine connoisseur, it's a great opportunity and way to try some of their wine.
Yeah, it's really not a bad value to get that high end of a wine.
Yeah.
That's really good. So if you're a wino.
Wino.
I didn't know if that was an appropriate term.
Yeah. It is. All right, on this day, on May 9th, 1964, music history was made. Louis Armstrong, at age 63, knocked the Beatles off the top U.S. pop charts with his hit Hello Dolly. The Beatles had dominated the Billboard Hot 100 for over 3 straight months, holding record for consecutive #1 hits, taking up the entire top 5 and charting 14 songs all at once. But just when it seemed like no American could break their streak, the jazz legend Louis Armstrong rose to the occasion, reminding the world that true talent has no age.
I'm going to give you a fun Beatles fact, though.
Yes.
You think about all this and that accomplishment, the Beatles were only together and touring for 4 years.
That's like someone's high school career.
We got some birthdays.
Yes.
But I have to give a shout out
Okay.
for a birthday. That's a celebrity in my life. My wife's birthday was yesterday, so I got to wish her a happy birthday, tell her how much I love you. So I love you. Happy birthday. You're 30 now. I told everybody, sorry.
She broke into a new decade.
She did. You know what? 30 was when I turned 30, that was the first time, everybody every year is like, do you feel any different? And you're like, no, not really. When I woke up 30, I was like, yeah, I feel different.
I agree with that. I agree with that. And it's your birthday next week as well.
It is my birthday.
And my son's birthday is on Saturday.
Wow.
It's a lot of birthdays.
May's the birthday month.
It is. It is.
Well, today we have one of my favorites, Billy Joel. He's 76.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And tomorrow, this is going to be a stretch for me. He may go all the way. ESPN sports anchor Chris Berman is 70. Way to go.
And then Monday the 12th, country singer Kix Brooks of Brooks and Dunn is 69. That doesn't seem realistic either.
69?
Yep.
Wow. Wow. Well, Stevie Wonder, another musician, is 75.
God, it's a musical week. Here we go.
Yep.
Tuesday, singer Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish, or his country career as just a solo artist, is 59.
And Morgan Wallen
That's
is
my wife's
32.
favorite. That's my wife's favorite. So,
Okay.
What a birthday month for singers. But here's another one. We're going to see if you know who this is. On Wednesday, the 14th, it's Rob Gronkowski. God, it's hard to get out, isn't it? But people know him as the Gronk. He's
No clue.
36. Not a clue?
No clue. Who is he?
He's like Tom Brady's right-hand man. That's who he is.
That's football, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Woo! Look at me go. On Wednesday, George Lucas turns 81. You might remember him from wonderful shows, movies like Star Wars and Indiana Jones.
Great. He did some amazing movies, that's for sure. And then Thursday is Emmitt Smith, who's 56. He's a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
My brother loved them when I was a kid.
There you go. Super Bowl rings. I got all the stuff. He still is active today. He's not playing football anymore, but he holds all the records. He does a little bit of commentating here and there every now and then, and some interviews and stuff. So happy birthday to him.
Yes.
And we also have to thank our sponsors. Mm-hmm. We have Superior Overhead Door,
Info Rule Social Media,
615 Insurance Agency,
Achieve Entrepreneur Center,
Hemispheres Wine Bar,
and Valley Growers.
Yeah.
And as I love to say every week, if you can't find anything to do, you're not looking hard enough, and you're definitely not watching our show. The Murfreesboro Spring Expo is back. Join us at the Embassy Suites by Hilton for the latest in home improvement, remodeling, and outdoor living. Meet top local contractors and remodeling experts all under one roof. The expo starts today at noon and runs through Sunday. Come get it inspired. Admission is free.
That's a fun one. It's a big event here in Murfreesboro, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have any inklings of remodeling, making changes, or any of that stuff,
All
it's a great
kinds of
place.
stuff there, everything.
You can see all the new
if
things.
you're in the home buying process,
Yes.
that'll be something coming up later. That's a good expo to go to.
Wink,
as well.
wink, nudge, nudge.
Yep.
Celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Rutherford County's Farmers Market, opening today and running through October 31st. Every Tuesday and Friday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Lane Agri-Park Community Center in Murfreesboro. You can shop for seasonal produce, meat, eggs, baked and canned goods, and more from local farmers all across Middle Tennessee.
Have you done that one before?
I have once. I haven't been recently, but I have.
It's a little different from down here.
It is.
It's more like traditional
It
farmers
is.
market, where they have traditional things at the one on the square, and that's great. It's a little bit more traditional. It's like farmers only. You can't go and get like your cute yard signs and stuff.
Right, right. And it's indoors, which is amazing.
They have a couple of crafts and things like that, but it's not,
Right.
the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Then come back to celebrate Mom on Saturday, May 10th from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at the Shabby Lane Mother-Daughter Cupcakes and Tea event, which has been going on for quite a while. It's a good one. You can enjoy shopping with 70 amazing small businesses, plus there's food, fun, and fabulous finds. The first 200 adult shoppers will get a free gift. It's all happening at the Lane Agri Center, 315 John Rice Boulevard, and admission is free.
That was a fun one too. Me and my wife went to that one time.
That's fantastic. Join us at Oakland's Mansion for the Spring Art and Craft Fair tomorrow from 10 to 5. There are no tickets, no reservations. You can shop for homemade crafts, vintage goods, enjoy tasty bites from food trucks, live music, and explore some local clubs and community groups. The first 100 guests will get a free shopping bag filled with goodies. And I just have to say, almost every event has free goodies this weekend.
I know.
It's amazing. You guys need to go scoop it up.
And parking over there, guys, get there early because the parking is limited over at the Oakland Park and everything and on the street. So if you want your bags, get there a little early.
Yes. And then if you want to look around the mansion like we talked about, it's only $5. Finally, get ready to rock for a cause. Coming up on May 17th, head over to Hop Springs for Rockin' Against Alzheimer's, a special night of music and fundraising for Alzheimer's Tennessee. Headlining the night is Mixtape, the ultimate 80s tribute band. The doors open at 6. The show starts at 7. Tickets are $22.60 in advance and $25 at the door. If you want to know more about Alzheimer's Tennessee, we had Cheryl on our show a while back. You can go back and look for it.
Yeah, and if you've never been to that before, it's a really fun event.
Oh, Mixtape is.
But Mixtape is a great band.
Yes, they are.
So they're worth just going to see by themselves, you know. So go out and support a good cause. All right, guys. Well, if you missed something that we talked about there, if you want to go back and check it out, or if you don't remember what we said, go check out the links below.
All right, well, welcome back. We have our guest with us today, Kristy Daniell, the real estate CEO. That's me.
Thank you so much for being here. We're excited to hear all about real estate in Murfreesboro.
And a little bit about you.
Real estate is very exciting.
It is, especially if you're someone buying or selling a home.
Yeah, correct. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thanks for being here. Well, let's jump right in.
Okay.
So I know you outside of this, and I'm really excited to have you here to be able to talk a little bit about your story. You have a wonderful story. So when you were growing up, you weren't in a brick home. Where were you and your family living?
No, so we were in no home. For a while, my family and I, my two brothers, stepbrothers, 2 adults and a dog, lived in a church bus that now would seem really cool with all the tiny home fad going on. It was not cool to have that many people.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it was. Our front door was the emergency exit.
Wow.
Wow. You were still able to go to school?
Yes, we lived on a piece of property, so I would exit the exit door and then go up the hill from my bus to catch the bus to school.
Wow.
Wow.
What a cool
yeah.
It's a cool story.
It's definitely not one that people would hear all the time.
It is not. It was very, there are things in life that imprint on you as a child, and that is one. And I find it so very amusing that God chose to make my story into now I'm helping people to get into homes when as a child I didn't have one.
Yeah, so how did that shape you? Give us a little insight to that. What drove you into real estate?
What drove me into real estate? Well, I was working in the medical field. I was a single mom, and I couldn't keep one of my dogs. It was a guilt present to one of my kids and stay where I was in the rental. So I thought, well, what am I going to do? And I decided that I was going to buy a home. So I had a 0 credit score.
Wow.
Imagine that, buying a house with no credit score.
Wow.
I did it. It took me a while, a lot of hard work and determination. And after many, many failed offers, back in 2018, I bought my very own home.
Wow.
It changed my life.
Wow.
You did have a story, you have the part about the bus, you were a single mom. I'm not going to say poverty, but you weren't very wealthy, and you managed to keep everyone together, and then move forward with a 0 credit score, and then eventually buying a home. Do you think that gives you a different perspective on people that may come to you that may not be ready to buy a home or think that they can't?
It actually, I believe it does give me a different perspective, because I came from, like, I had nothing, so I had to really scratch and claw. And the fact that, it takes diligence and patience, and I know how the realtor at the time that helped me led me through that process. She just provided all the information and allowed me to make the choices.
Yeah.
So on closing day, I realized that I made all the right decisions to lead up to such a huge event in my life, and that's how I help guide people through that process as well.
Yeah, I have so many questions. So, I mean...
Don't ask my social security number. I won't give it.
My question is, a lot of people do struggle qualifying for a home, and sometimes they don't know when the right time is to get with a realtor in that, what that process looks like. But you said you had no credit, right?
Correct.
Which is worse for people, having no credit at all or having bad credit history in that process of buying? Because some people go, I have no credit, so I don't stand a chance. And some people go, I just have bad credit, so I don't stand a chance. I know there's workarounds for everything, but what would you say to those people in either of those situations if you're a realtor talking to them?
Well, so I'm not a lender, so I can't tell you which one is worse.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that there's a path forward for either way.
Yeah.
Because if you have zero credit, it means you don't owe anybody any money,
Yeah.
which you would think that would be you being financially responsible.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of effort, and it's a different workaround to prove that you can purchase a home. If you have bad credit, the lenders can help you navigate that and see what that process looks like and keep you on track.
So there's hope for both. That's what
Absolutely.
That's what I'm trying to stress to everybody. There's hope for both.
You may just have to be patient, and I'm a very patient person, although I won't give you the numbers of the people in my life that might tell you differently. But I'm very patient, and I just want to see people succeed, whether it's next month, next year, 5 years from now. It's possible for anyone.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing story already. I'm blown away.
Yes. Now you've coined yourself the real estate CEO. What does that mean, and how does that set you apart?
So the real estate CEO really is about the mindset and the work ethic. And for me, the real estate CEO means really just leading with confidence and treating every client like they are that VIP. Also running my business like I'm a CEO,
Right.
Yeah.
Because I am the CEO of my own company. And then also really just helping guide people through that process, realizing it is possible and making it personal.
Yeah. You're right about that. A lot of people that are doing this on their own, you might be under a broker if you're a realtor or just getting into the business, but you have to treat it like you're the CEO of your own business. You're your own brand, and you are the driver of your ship.
Right. Yeah.
And you put it in the direction.
No,
it's not.
No, I'm the only one that's going to drive the ship.
Well, what lessons did you learn in your early days that put you in that path? Is there something that stands out to you?
Yes, something that I actually wish I had known in the early days is that you don't have to have it all figured out.
Yes.
It's really just one step at a time, and getting into real estate, I know there's new agents coming in every day.
Right.
For myself and for a lot of those, you think day one, you have to know what to do in every situation, and it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's about educating yourself, which I did. I jumped in, I did all the things that scared me. I had a great mentor, and I chased her. Real estate isn't about people coming to you. It's about you chasing your dreams and you chasing the fact that you just want to help people.
What was one major goal when you got into it that you set? That were just like, I feel like I could do this if I did this.
That's a good one. I think I had a lot of those, but one that sticks out in my mind, every agent wants that high dollar home,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So that was a goal, whether it was the first year or is it going to be year 5, I don't know, but that's my goal. That's when I am going to know that I kind of made it, So in my first year, it happened, and I was like, holy heck, I'm here and I don't know what to do with it. My mentor said, it's just one more zero. It's fine. But it wasn't about really the dollar amount. It wasn't about the commission. It was about showing my boys that, hey, if you work hard, you can reach your goals. And we went out to a bougie steakhouse in Nashville, and I was like, it's on me. Anything you want, I got this.
That's a great feeling, though, when you hit your goals and you're able to finally do that. And for people out there watching, there is no set time frame for that. As long as you don't give up, you know, it might take you 5 years, it might take you 1 year, you might do it in 10 years.
And things can ebb and flow as well.
Well, it brings me to another question. You know, we've been through a lot in the last 5 years with COVID and everything, and the market has changed tremendously.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people hopped in while it was hot, you know, a 2.5 interest rate or a 2.9.
Right.
Why not be a realtor, right? So what does that water look like now? You know, I feel like a lot of people that I saw just hopping in and swimming while it was good, you know, the water's warm, come in. A lot of those have fallen off, and the true realtors that really know what they're doing. So how has that affected you? Like how's that, you know, it seems like you're really doing well through that.
Well, you're right. They did hop in, and I'm glad that they hopped right out. Because when the market is hot and people think that it looks glamorous and you get to set your own time, and you do have freedom of time, but I'm working at 10 o'clock at night sometimes, so I might not start work at 8 a.m., but the market, the real estate industry has such a high turnover rate that really the people that stick, the people that work through all of the ups and downs, ebbs and flows, that's the kind of agent that you want to go for, because they've been through it, and it's not just a side hobby. It's my everyday. I eat, sleep, and breathe real estate.
Well, I'm sure that your journey has been one of inspiration to your family, your boys. I know that you're now remarried. Kyle's a great guy. He did good at the escape room.
He's a smart guy.
Yes, he is. It's been an inspiration to the people in your family, and I'm sure that the families that you've helped, I mean, buying a home is probably the biggest purchase of someone's life, and they don't want to do it on not necessarily a whim, but with someone who doesn't take their job professionally and seriously. Is there some story of hope of getting someone into a home that you'd like to share before we wrap up?
Yeah, I mean, I know that it's possible for anyone to purchase a home. You have to find the right agent that believes that you can do it. Sometimes we don't believe in ourselves for whatever it is, and that's okay. But you need to at least surround yourself by people that do believe in you. And for my clients, I'm the biggest cheerleader. They're like, Kristy, can we do this? I don't know. I'm scared. Yeah, let's do it. I don't need to know your financials. I don't need to know your history. I don't need to know your credit score. My answer is yes, absolutely. You can do it.
You are definitely a cheerleader.
And that's what you want in a realtor. You want somebody that's going to get in there and dig with you, because sometimes it's with where we talked about, the market is tough. Sometimes rates can change on a dime.
They do.
And if you got a good realtor that's going to stand by your side, that's the best thing.
Yeah,
that's the absolute best thing.
Yeah.
Well, Kristy, thank you so much for being here today. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Kristy. Yes, I appreciate it. And I also just want to say, you know, Kristy was one of our first advertisers, our first people that sponsored and believed in our show, and I'm just really grateful for that. So thank you for that as well.
Well, you know, anything you're involved in, Rachel and you, Lance, I'm there for. I think you guys are doing an excellent job, and you're providing something great to the community.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, up next, we have Purple Paw's Pet of the Week. This week's Pet of the Week is brought to us by Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Reliable obedience training for puppies and dogs of all ages. Meet Patches. Patches comes to us from the Rutherford County Cat Rescue. She's a 9-year-old sweet kitty looking for a second chance at love. Her lifelong human recently entered hospice care. And now Patches just wants a cozy home and a quiet human to call her own. She's calm and gentle, does well with other quiet older cats. Let's help Patches live out her golden years with the love she deserves.
Yeah, and if you're interested in adopting Patches, reach out to Rutherford County Cat Rescue and make Patches a part of your family. If you want more information on this, click the link below. We have it there so you can check out Patches.
Yes. And you know, it's funny when they say second chance at love or forever home, but second chance at love, it's like swipe right on the kitty. Well, today we were supposed to have the fire chief, or fire marshal, Mr. McClusky, who unfortunately was ill and was unable to be with us today. So we do hope he feels better soon.
But guess what? We're going to talk about us. So we haven't done that before yet, though. We've
No.
not talked about what we do or our businesses, or you got a lot going on, Rachel. What do you do?
Well, I joke and say I'm a hustler, but really, I'm like a serial entrepreneur. I have multiple businesses. I got started a little late in life. I was a stay-at-home mom for a really long time. Went back to school, graduated with my IT degree in 2011 with my kids at home and all the stuff. So being late coming into it, I am on the short road to success. So I have a couple different things. I have a digital marketing agency. I run a networking group that has 3 locations, and you're part of that. And then I am part of Good Morning Murfreesboro. Recently, I added on being a partner at Achieve Co-working Space. And then way over here, I have a medical supply business. But my digital marketing agency is tried and true, my main jam.
Your bread and butter, right?
My bread and butter, yes.
You wear a lot of hats, so,
I do. I compartmentalize and do my different things at different times.
That's okay.
Yes. Now, Lance Chandler, owner of 615 Insurance. Let's get to know you a little better.
The remote interview.
I would like to know what made you get into insurance.
Oh yeah, so I own 615 Insurance Agency, and I'll be honest, I've been in sales since I got out of high school. A little background on me: have a degree in audio engineering, believe it or not.
Wow.
And went to college for that, and got out and had to pay for college, right? Because it cost money to go to school.
Imagine that.
So I fell into a job at Verizon Wireless and sales, and did that for a long time. And that company changed dramatically, and I kind of fell into the lap of insurance. I started working for U.S. Health Advisors. Mm-hmm. I was not what I wanted to do.
Not a good fit for Lance.
It was not. Health insurance is great, life insurance, all that stuff. That's not what the problem was. It was the business as a whole. So it was not a good fit for me on how they did things. And I just happened to fall into working for State Farm. Mm-hmm. Did that for a little bit, and then had an opportunity come up with Liberty Mutual, Comparion, and was promised the moon. Didn't really leave the ground with that. It was just not a good fit once again. So I was like, if I'm going to do this, might as well just do it for myself.
Right.
And so that's what I did. I started 615 Insurance Agency. It's a brokerage. So we shop multiple things. We do auto, home, life insurance, supplemental insurance, health insurance, all the insurances. We even do annuities. So if you have people that are looking to retire, maybe they're 65 and they have that big 401k and they want to last out, we do that so we can roll that over for them. So just a little bit of everything, but I wanted something that was my own.
Right.
But I think that's what every entrepreneur wants, right?
For real, yeah.
And like anybody, it's a struggle, getting everything started, but we've grown, and it's been fantastic.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, we're both entrepreneurs. We both own our own business. One of our, I speak for you. You're welcome. You're welcome. We really like helping people, whether it's getting them a better policy for less money, or not underinsured, getting the right policy for me. I like to help my clients with their digital footprint, website, social media, whatever like that. Our goal is to help people, whether saving money, getting better coverage, or making money. It doesn't matter. I think the core of who we are is helping.
And I think for me, that's why insurance spoke to me whenever I got into that.
Yeah.
Because I was in an industry where you weren't really helping people. You were shoving things down their throat that you wanted them to buy. Right. And going to this, people have to have it. Like, it's the law, guys. Like, you have to have car insurance. If you're buying a house with Kristy, you gotta have homeowners insurance to even close. Right. So I actually get to help people. So that was great. And another thing that I do on the side is I love Good Morning Murfreesboro.
What? It's funny. We do networking together, and then we have this opportunity to work together on Good Morning Murfreesboro. And we've been doing this, we talked about it since December. So we're only in month 6.
I know.
And it is so much fun. We do, again, it goes back to helping our community. We get to share local businesses and nonprofits and share what makes Murfreesboro shine.
Well, one thing I want to point out before we hop into our next commercial break is I want to thank you guys that support us, that share. I want to thank you guys that follow our page, because without our community and you guys supporting us, we wouldn't have a show.
Nope.
And so we're really grateful for everything that you guys do in supporting Good Morning Murfreesboro. We love hearing your feedback. Neil gets blown up with messages all the time from events and different things that people want to talk about on the show. So, that goes to say, this is a community show. So if you want to be a part of the community and have an event or have something special, or heck, if Nana's having her 100th birthday, send us a message and we'll talk about it.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I think that's enough talking about us for the day. But hey, stop, don't scroll just yet. We got a commercial break coming up and we'll be right back.
Russ Stover for Superior Overhead Doors. Russ, you work with some of the best builders in Middle Tennessee and they trust you. Why would this be important to a homeowner?
Since we've done work for Old South probably since 1997, we also do Harney Homes, which are two very large builders in the Middle Tennessee area. I mean, if they trust us with thousands and thousands of homes a year and have for a long time. So I think our trustworthiness as to doing the service and doing our job right speaks for itself.
And your motto is?
Do it once, do it right.
Superior Overhead Doors, serving Middle Tennessee for over 30 years. Check them out at superiordoorsofTN.com.
All right, guys. Well, thank you again for watching. We really do appreciate it. That's it for this week, though.
But what a fun and exciting show.
I know. Had a pivot there on the last minute, but it was great. Okay. It worked out.
And we got extra time to hear more about Kristy.
We did.
Her passion for helping people get into homes, no matter what part of their journey they're on. Her answer is yes. Yes, you can own a home.
She'll figure it out, And you got to have somebody like that in your corner. You do. Well, we got more events coming up next week. We got more guests. We got some really good guests next week. Some really good guests.
And we get to see how far Maddie keeps going along.
We do. So
we get to hear about your wife's birthday gift, your gift, and how Mother's Day goes.
I know. It's a busy week.
I'm not going to say I'm not hungry, and I won't ask for unsweet tea.
And we have to thank our sponsors again. We have Superior Overhead Doors,
Titan Media Works,
InfoWorld Social Media, 615
Insurance,
Achieve Entrepreneur Center,
Hemispheres Wine Bar.
And if you want some beautiful flowers, you got to go check out Valley Growers.
Right, and if you have an unruly pet, it's a little late to get started now, but you can get started for the next holiday and bring your pet to Sit Means Sit dog training.
Yeah, they're great. They're great at training.
They really are.
Well, one thing you have to do, we talk about our amazing guests on here. We got amazing guests next week, but we've had amazing guests in the past.
Right. And we talked about Cheryl from Alzheimer's Tennessee.
I know, right? If you want to learn a little bit about that and the calls that you might go to for that event, then go back and watch that episode.
Yeah.
If you want to learn more about the town, we've got Kelly Beam. If you want to learn some history, you got Mr. Murfreesboro on a couple of episodes. If you're interested in Main Street Murfreesboro, heck, we got Sarah Callender. So there's all these people. It's up to you to go find them.
They're all right here with us.
They are.
You have nowhere else you need to go.
Yeah, you binge watch it,
Right. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe and share with your friends and comment nicely. We do check those out.
And we have to thank our amazing staff. We have Neil, who's our producer. We got Steven, who edits. We got Maria, that does all the other stuff that nobody else wants to do.
That's a trifecta right there. We won the Murfreesboro Derby of people. Like Kentucky Derby?
Yeah.
Following me there? Bad joke. All right, moving right along.
And I've got this beautiful place behind us here, Hemispheres Wine Bar. They're having an amazing event tonight. Yeah. If you want to sip some high-end wine, you come down here and get you a tiny little sip.
Pinkies out.
Pinkies out.
Pinkies out.
All right. And from all of us here at Good Morning Murfreesboro, we wish you a great weekend and a happy Mother's Day.
Yes, and if you're going to do it this weekend, do it in Murfreesboro. See you guys next week.